For my 2016 Subaru Impreza Sport, I typically am the only driver in this car. You know, I just go around and run errands here and there around the city, and I like to drive my car for fun. So from this perspective, I probably should have gotten a coupe or something, or like maybe even a sports car, because that would have been more fun. But I do find that the Impreza is quite practical with its hatchback, and there's always a certain part of me that's like, how can I make it better? How can I make it faster, right? And they say that weight is a really easy mod to do, deleting things in your car that will make your car lighter. Once you get into that 2,800 pound range, the car starts feeling really, really responsive in all sorts of ways. And every pound that you go down, the more fun it gets. I kind of use that as a mantra for approaching weight savings in this car. I'm looking for that fun. So the obvious things for weight reduction are passengers. Next is, you're gonna get rid of all the extra stuff that you have in your car, like extra bags, books, I don't know, water bottles, just anything that you have in your glove compartment, your trunk, the floors, the back seat, anywhere. Just get rid of those, right? That's like stage 0. So stage 1, typically speaking, is slight modification to a car that still kind of maintains streetability. So you might remove different things, and I have a couple of suggestions for the everyday commoner. We can remove stuff from the car. So I've pulled out a couple of things here that I think are of pretty good weight savings, and we're going to go through some of these things. So y'all know a spare is a really great thing to have in an emergency. If you drive far, if you clock a lot of miles, or if you're far away from home, having a spare is basically assurance that you're going to come home with the car and you'll be okay. The spare here is around 25 pounds, 5.5 pounds. I've opted to remove my spare, and I have for a number of years now. I mean, even some of the newer cars, they're not even coming with spares anymore, right? So this is the first thing that I would recommend taking out of your car. I have the carpeted cover, the plastic cover, some of the molding and foam that goes into the trunk. My trunk, I typically don't put anything in there, so I've opted to take those out, and we're going to see how much all of this weighs. Foam bits and the plastic bits, I'm going to say it's around 2.1 pounds. Negligible. Carpeted cover, let's just say 5.5 pounds. And here's an optional part that, some of us might have, some of us might not have, but hard to say. I'm going to say it's around 2 pounds. Now I've got some carpet here. We're going to weigh what 3 of these are, because I used the one in the front. So 3.3 pounds. Okay, so, that's not bad. I think everyone could basically live with that out of their car. So the next thing you can do is maybe, like, if you don't have any people in the back seat, you might take these things off. So just the headrests alone are 3.4 pounds. And I gotta say that when you do remove them, you get a lot more rear view visibility. Okay, this is a little bit questionable. I don't have people in the backseat of my car ever, so I've opted to take out these brackets for the seatbelt. The rear seatbelt brackets weigh 1.7 pounds. Okay, and then finally, this rear seat, like, who would do this? Only people that, like to right. So this is the wider side, It weighs a whopping 15 pounds. And the narrower full downside, that weighs 10 pounds itself. Here we have the cushion for the back seat. I'm gonna say it's 10 pounds. So that rear seat, just the cushions and the backrest, that's what, 15, 25, 35 pounds gone. So how much do we have total so far? That's like a small person, like a small person. I think we can all agree that, you know, the less passengers you have in these cars, you can definitely feel the car kind of be a little bit more spry. So if you're going for that, very simple modification, just removing these things out of their car. I'm going to call this stage 1 weight reduction. Those people who have, you know, accessories on their car, obviously those are going to add weight. You know, things like body kits and, you know, roof rack rail stuff, or I don't know, whatever accessories you bought, that adds weight to the car. Obviously you want your car to look good, you want it to function, you want it to be safe. But, you know, when you're not using your roof rails or your roof rack, God, people, you gotta like chill with the stuff on the top of your car. It really just kills MPGs and like the aerodynamics of your car. Anyway, sometimes I have these on when I want to run a bike rack, but I take them off when I don't need them because they're really easy to take off. These are the Aero Bars that go on the sport model. So how much do these weigh? They're not really heavy, but that's 6.5 pounds off the top of the car. 6.5 less pounds in your car, and that's more dollars in your pocket when you go and fill your gas at the gas station. So not only does this make your car lighter and a little bit, I guess it would be a little bit faster, but it's also going to save you money long term if you don't have this stuff in your car. I swear, my mother-in-law even said, she's like, why are you taking stuff out of your car? And I'm like, you know, to make it lighter. And then she says to me, yeah, you know, gas is expensive. It's a good idea. So, you know, here we are taking stuff out of the car. Not on my mother-in-law's approval or anything, but just, you know, I like to experiment. I like to see what it does to the car. So, you know, 90 pounds out of the car, that's worth something. I have the stock exhaust pulled out too. This thing weighs a good amount of weight compared to, you know, one of the aftermarket exhaust pipes. So there's another place where you can save a little bit of weight. Other places to save weight, especially in these kind of economical kind of powered engine cars, is wheel weight. And you know, a lot of people, they'll get nice wheels on their car. They look nice at least. But I really think a lot of people oversize their wheels. They're like, they want that look that makes their car look, you know, have that stance. But you know, you're not really gaining anything. You gain aesthetics at the detriment of performance, right? You got a wide, heavy wheel, and then you just kind of you're ruining the handling of the car a little bit. So, you know, if you're gonna spend money on wheels, save up if you can, buy the nicest wheels you can for how much you have, and make sure that they're lighter and stronger than the original manufacturer's specification, right? So this car used to have sport wheels, which are, you know, they look pretty good. And if I didn't care about performance or anything, I'd probably just keep them. And you know, it looks pretty good with the car. But I opted for these STI wheels. They come from a BRZ or a Forester. They're 7.5 inches wide, so you know, half an inch wider than the sport wheels, but they are 7 pounds lighter per wheel, right? And I mentioned it before, but rotating mass at the wheels equates to more weight savings, like overall, because you're getting rid of rotating mass, and you're also lightening suspension load, and also reducing overall weight. So if you can, guys, go for lighter, stronger wheels than what your car came with. I guarantee you'll feel it in the handling and the acceleration and braking. So take that for what it is. You know, if you commute with your car, you need all those creature comforts, use them. If you're looking to get a little bit of fun out of your car, weight savings is definitely an easy way to regain some of the horsepower, the power to weight ratio, basically. So let's see, before the power to weight ratio stock is about this. And now the power to weight ratio with 90 to 100 pounds removed, it's about this. So you can see it's quite significant. I'm sure you will all enjoy a lighter weight car, because you know that's what the sports cars do. They're all trying to get that weight savings, right? So not saying this is a sport car, but it can be a sporty one. So I know, guys, that sometimes people literally will look at this and be like, who is this guy? Why would he even drive around with like nothing in the back of your car, right? It kind of reminds me of what all those Honda boys used to do, right? Those really lightweight Civics. They just stripped the heck out of those things and then, you know, ran their little tiny engines. But because they were so light, cars are super agile. And, you know, I wouldn't say they're super fast, but they were agile, they handled really well, and they were just fun to drive. And that's what I'm kind of going for with this car. Somebody said they look like a sad frog. It kind of does. But yeah, this is what you get, you know, if you're gonna go to the any sort of like track event, autocross, you know, slalom, hill climb, canyon driving. Or even just commuting and you don't need, you know, sound insulation and the spare or to carry passengers. Dude, saving 90 something pounds out of your car is worth a good amount of savings, and you get a little bit more performance, right? You get that, you know, it's just that little bit faster. Everyone's always complaining about how slow these cars are, and they are. When you have, you know, a fully weighted down car, and it's in the middle of summer and you're just trying to go with your air conditioning on, these cars are dog slow, right? So every little bit helps. Make some weight savings, get light in the wheels, you know, modify your suspension, have lighter exhaust. You know, you're gonna feel some of that savings. So this is my project car. I know it's not like something that a lot of people would think of it as a project car, since, you know, it doesn't have a turbo or like a big engine or anything. But man, this Subaru for me is a lot of fun. It's economical, it's a utilitarian car, but it's also a lot of fun. So it doesn't break the bank, right? So anyway, from Sad Frog to you, hope you guys are happy too. Ta-ta for now.